Well, greetings guys and welcome back to Tropico. Now I'm afraid I've had a little data disaster since the last video, in that I was merrily recording my Tropico episodes, not knowing that my hard drive disk was full. So I'm afraid I've lost a chunk of my gameplay with this island, but let me bring you up to speed. We're now January 1985. We've got 436 people, and the good news is that everyone is a lot happier. I've still got some money problems, but that will sort itself out as I'll come into discuss in a minute. But we've tourism is still a really nice way of bringing in money for the country. We're about to build some more hotels there very soon, and probably some more luxury areas as well. The power station, which you saw right at the end of the last video, is now happily producing electricity. And we're still not consuming as much of the power there, so I've only got one worker in there, but that has enabled quite a few nifty little things. I've expanded industry over this side. We've got quite a few factories now. We've got a lumber mill with some of the optional upgrades there. We've got a rum distillery, which is doing nice stuff with our sugar. We've got a weapons factory, and probably from what you saw in the previous videos, our cigar factory is now completely full of workers and making a lovely little profit, and our cement factory is also still up and running. We are dealing with trash all around the place. Haven't got really any problems with pollution, which is great. Housing is now completely filled this area here. And although we do still have issues with housing, which we're going to be tackling soon, we've got a cathedral and a garage here, and I'm planning on putting a load of more upper class residences around this area to increase my housing happiness. I've expanded farming over here. I had a mission to build a bunch more farms to improve my relationships with various countries, so I took the opportunity to expand farming, and I also had a bit of a food problem, which I wasn't expecting, as I was planning on importing most of my food. But I built a load more farms to do corn and stuff, and you'll see now that my food quality is happily at 61%. I've got a rather unusual task at the moment, which is to arrest all of the criminals on the island. You'll see it here on the bottom left hand side, criminals 11. So I have built, and I never built this before, the item from one of the new DLCs, the Labour Camp, which is basically a farm and a prison all in one. I arrest the prisoners, and I send the prisoners here, and then they grow stuff for me until they are released, which is quite nice, really. I've increased the number of teamsters I've got around the place. I think I've got 1, 2, 3 now, which seems to be working quite nicely. I'm making quite a lot of money. You'll see here my freighter. I'm about to make 62,000 here. So although I'm 7 grand in debt, the money really is now, I wouldn't say pouring in, but let's say it's trickling along the pipe a lot faster than it was before. And that's kind of it. I mean, the game, if you check out the happiness now, you'll see that although it's taken me a while to get there now, everything is pretty much going well. Housing quality and religion quality do still need to work on them, but everything else is in the blue or the green, which is great. And if we look at things like now the threat level, which was high before with rebel stuff, it's now low. We've only got 1 rebel, and that's easily controllable with the amount of soldiers that I've got. We do have, look at economy, I've got 32 unemployed, but that's actually good for this at this moment, because that means I can actually build new industries and have those jobs being filled. But I do have a massive amount of homeless, and so that is going to be priority number 1 once we get a bit of money. Now, immigration offices currently open doors, which is why I'm so big in terms of 436 people. So I am going to quickly just put that back to skilled workers. So let's hit play and continue on. So hopefully, as we'll get an injection of cash in a minute, and we'll start improving the housing of our people. Incidentally, with this criminals one, I'll show you how I arrest them in a minute. I'll just wait for hopefully for my money to come in. I'm starting to get a few garage warnings. It's mainly from this one here. I think it's because I've got this. The garage is then next to this kind of junction here. I probably should have thought about the planning of that a little bit more, but the cars are kind of queuing up there just a little bit. But this 3-road route here actually seems to be working very nicely. I haven't had any jams coming up and down there, which is great. And there comes the budget. Cool. Well, let's do a little bit of building. First of all, let us take advantage of this Contravello idea and stick another of them behind this one here, because people really seem to like them. They fill up straight away. So let's put him in. Oh, what's that? Oh, he's hungry, bless him. So we're going to, where are we? Housing. Le Contravello. And we'll stick it in here. A nice house next to a trash heap, which I'm sure the people will enjoy living in. I'm also going to take advantage of having power, and I am going to enable the climate control in all of the tenements. Now you'll see at the moment the housing quality is 35, which isn't that high really, but because it holds quite a lot of people. If I now click this on, watch it go up, it goes up to 50, which still isn't amazing housing, but it's more than good enough for the lower educated, lower workers on the island. So I'm just going to go through my tenements, and for a grand each time, and 2 megawatts to turn all them on, and that should really help my housing score coming along. So that's good. Oh, and I've got a couple more over here, so let's do the same thing. Now I need to build a new ranch. So let's stick that over here. I think that's a mission for one of the old, become popular with a certain group. And while I'm doing it, let's have some goats to play with our cows. I'm sure they'll have lots of fun together. There they are. And we will also. I'm just thinking, do I want to keep a bit of money in the bank here? I've got a hospital now. I can't remember when I built that in the previous video, but issues with healthcare are pretty good now. Still got the original clinic, but now with that hospital as well, the islanders are getting what they need, which is great. There's various kind of pubs around that are kind of keeping the entertainment up. I built that second police station, which gave me the 10 policemen I needed, and then that unlocked this new task there for the criminals. I'm having a bit of issue with this export fish one. I built 2 fisheries, and despite the fact that they're producing lots of fish, they're not actually exporting any, which I'm taking to mean that probably what's going on is that we're eating the fish. So I think I'm actually going to need to have to build a couple more of them to get that task complete. In fact, I might actually do that now, especially while I've got a bit of unemployment. Can I stick them in here? Come on, squeeze in. There's one. And if I could just come on, there we go. Perfecto. Now the other thing they were a bit unhappy about was religion. As you can see, that's almost full. I'm sure it will be full in a minute. I think I had another church up here somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. Right in the middle, and that's completely full. And I think I have a third church down here. Yes, we do. There it is, which is also completely full. So that does explain why they're not so happy about religion, because they just aren't quite the religious resources for them. But on the same time, though, if you go to the factions, the religious faction now is happy with their cathedral and their church. They don't like the fact that I'm ugly, but but life goes on. The communists still aren't happy, saying there's not enough food, but I think that will sort itself out. They would still like some more healthcare, and they would still like some more housing, but we are going to be tackling that, people, so don't you worry, don't you worry. Now the tourism is continuing to go very well. You'll see all of the hotels there are full, which is great, and the reports that the island is getting is also pretty good. It's slightly down from previous, but it's within its individual routes, it's going well. Oh, and I also, to try and help my housing issue, I put a few bunk houses around the place for next to some of the areas of employment, which should. I was getting quite a few shacks down this end, so I'm going to try and counter that by putting some kind of extra housing in. Anyway, right to our criminals. Now, one of the ways we're going to deal with criminals is we're going to go into our lists, and bizarrely, criminals are actually listed as an occupation. When you actually look along this list here, you can see exactly who the criminals are, and we've got an option here for arresting them. So we can actually just go along the list and send them to jail now. I did have a slight issue. Earlier I had a criminal who I couldn't arrest, but it's not too much of a problem. So we can always try and shoot them or something. I don't want to bankrupt myself, so I will just send 2 of them now. And we'll let the money do what it needs to do, because I don't want to get too poor. And here comes our new controverlo.
Talk fast, I don't have all day.
Where is El Presidente? Oh. I don't know where El Presidente is. I selected him, but I can't see him. Oh, he's visiting a clinic. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, he can come and visit the new controverlo. Oh, we've just popped up to 41,000. That's very nice indeed. And as that has popped up to 41,000, I think we'll take a bit of advantage of that to expand our tourism a little bit, because one thing I always like to build with tourism is this beautiful skyscraper hotel. I think it's got quite an iconic look to it, which is great. Oh, I need a bit more electricity. Just outside the electricity boundaries there. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. I set that as high priority. We'll build our skyscraper hotel, and then maybe a luxury area or 2, which will probably help with the general entertainment feeling on the island too. I actually reduced my total amount of soldiers, because after that big rebel fight, I was something like 19 soldiers, with about 2 rebels, which seemed a bit silly. So despite the fact that this is probably kind of bad in a way, because I had trained up some soldiers, I actually kind of closed down some of those options there, because I didn't want to have that. And a load of shacks helpfully appearing down next to the road there. It looks so good. Right, and here's our controverlo. Now, while we've got a bit of cash as well, controverlos go down and down in housing quality. You see it's now on housing quality 40, but if I pay 3,500, that housing quality will pop back up, which is good. And if we look at the same here, see housing quality is 40 there on the right hand side. Click 3,500, it goes back up to 77, so that should make those people nice and happy. But I think I just heard the ding of a new quest. What's this?
Comrade, we have a plan that will speed up the arrival.
Now the USSR want money. What's our relationship like with them? Alright, our relationship with them is a little bit low, so as we've got a bit of money, let's take the opportunity to make them a little bit happier. Right, poor healthcare was responsible for 3 deaths last year, so despite having the hospital, it sounds like they might want a little bit more, and the overall happiness has just popped up to 51, which is good. Interestingly, religion actually just gone up without me doing much. I think the cathedral's relatively new, so perhaps the cathedral hasn't had its full effect yet in terms of improving religion. Housing quality is still the lowest, so we're definitely going to have to tackle that. Oh good, and here comes our electric substation. And as soon as that pops into existence, we can build our lovely little hotel. There it is. Right, tourism, skyscraper. Hotel paradise indeed. And we'll stick that in there. Be good to get some more entertainment for the people around as well, to make sure they're having happy lives. Maybe we can try and get like a nightclub or a cinema down in this area here. We'll have to have a little look-see and see what I can squeeze in, but obviously we'll always be constrained by the budget. But as we can see now, every time the freighters are coming in, I'm getting a decent amount of moolah off it. Now there are these options in the factories here, which I would quite like to do, but they're quite expensive. You know, like convert it from rum to spiced rum to increase production by 20%, so it's quite a big cost that you'll only see the benefit of in a few years' time, so not entirely sure how much of that I want to do. Let's arrest a couple more criminals while we've got a bit more money. Residence job. Here they are, criminal.
Excelencia?
You're arrested.
No me interesa.
And you're arrested.
Excelencia?
And you're arrested. I have to see how much this is filling up. I've still got space at the moment, so that's good. And we've got 8 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, but I suppose that probably doesn't include the ones that I have arrested already. There is an edict somewhere that actually does allow you to expel all prisoners from the island. I suppose the options here might be to fill this thing up or to expel the criminals. But as we've got this farm making some nice money, we'll see how how that goes. Now we just completed our building a ranch, which is good. We do need to look at our corruption rate because we're out in September, so in a couple of months we need to empty out. Oh, I did find a nice little technique of actually avoiding the corruption one. Actually, it's a bit of an exploit, but if you build something really expensive to take you down to 0 just over the corruption point, but don't build it, just put the plan down, and then after the year unbuild it, you get all the money back, and then you can laugh evilly. Ha ha ha. Right, and here comes our lovely skyscraper.
What do you want? I'm busy ruling.
Let's just check that Contravelio has filled. Yes, whoa, it really has filled. Fantastic. And here comes our next freighter. Hopefully our teamsters will get some more goods there. I'd like to make a little bit more than 13 grand off that. How's this coming? I love this building. It's so tall and grand as well. Actually, our money's going down. We might be out of money before the year ends at this rate. Here come our builders. Ah yes, and here appears the Hotel Paradise. It'd be nice to get an airport and stuff up and running as well, but I don't think we're gonna. I assume this mission's going to finish before that because we've been through quite a few missions here, so I don't think we're going to get to fully industrial at this point. Right, it's probably time to avoid the corruption track now. Although if we're only losing 30% of that, well, that's going to be £1,000. Okay, tell you what we'll do. We'll go into the housing, and I was planning on starting to get some apartment blocks in here. Oh, actually, I had a notice a while back that some of my edicts are disabled. Oh, it still is disabled. Great. Yeah. If I just build my first apartment block, which annoyingly doesn't quite fit. There we are. That'll take me just below 0, which will be enough to avoid the corruption problem. Oh, my number of criminals has gone up. Boo. People protest? What would you protest again about?
Never fear, presidente is
I'm
here.
adorable.
Excelencia?
She's unhappy because... her job, her housing. Fair enough. I will allow you to be grumpy about housing. A few new immigrants. Alright, so there is the Skyscraper Hotel, so we should just have to wait for some lovely jubbly tourists to come and make things happy there. Oh dear, my foreign relations have disappeared slightly. Oh, we should get a nice 50 grand shot in the arm as this freighter gets loaded up, which will be very, very nice indeed. Still no sign of fish exporting.
Presidente, our treasury balance is currently below $10,000.
Yeah.
The World Development Bank has imposed a ban on our spending.
It'll be sorted in like 10 seconds, don't worry about it. Okay, overall happiness is now 52. Whoop whoop. We do definitely still need some more churches and housing, but that is coming along. Trade is fine, factions are fine. In fact, the communists are now a lot happier than they used to be. So adding in those bits of power and things have really helped, because they were on 0% a while back. So that's brilliant. So yeah, I think things on the island are working really well. We'll just wait for that money. We'll get a few more criminals done, and then see what the next task to complete is. And there's some financial aid, but that still hasn't actually taken me above 0. It's quite an expensive little island now.
Comandante, our army is our top priority. We should have a minister.
Okay, so he wants me to hire a defense minister. He doesn't really say why. He should show everyone the army should be treated with respect. Not sure I really see the advantage of that, but it's not going to cost me much to do, because I assume I can just promote one of the... I was going to say one of the really good generals, but actually most of the generals seem to be fairly thick. But luckily we've got a good policeman there who's exceptional, good and above average, so let's hire him as our defence minister. Now, does that actually unlock any edicts for me? No, because they're all disabled. Brilliant. So that was a really good use of my time. Thank you for that project. Right, where's my money? Where's my money? Put the stuff on the boat and give me my money. It's right there. And there's some money. In it goes. Right, let's arrest some criminals, shall we? Residence jobs.
Buenas tardes.
Buenos días. No me interesa.
¿Qué necesita?
Interestingly, that first criminal is not giving me the option to do anything, which is the problem I had before.
¿Qué ocurre?
Same with that one.
Muy buenas. Excelencia.
I wonder if I can speed this up by doing that edict. Minister of Interior, let's give that a go, sounds. Minister of Interior, I would like to hire... Wow, none of you. I suppose it's going to be Celino. Not very courageous, but still. Okay, and then as an edict, Interior... Off to Florida.
Prison guards have started the first Tropican regatta from Tropico to Florida. In an act of benevolence, Presidente has decided that all who reach the final destination will receive the Never Come Back award.
I'm so generous. Alright, and with a little bit of money... Oh, it just can't fit that in. Can I fit these in sideways? No. Oh well, means you can put a garden or something entertaining in there. And one more. There we are. Right, builders, get building that. And let's see the housing improve. I haven't actually looked at that actually. What are we doing here? Oh, average pay, Caribbean pay. We're actually even for once. Free job positions 3, unemployed 27. Fairly even balanced between men and women. Okay, not much issue there. Homeless 85, so that is definitely still something to do with. And despite enabling that edict, I still have 5 criminals, so...
¿Qué ocurre?
Go to jail.
Buenas tardes.
Go to jail.
Buenas tardes.
Go to jail.
Buenos días.
You're already going to jail.
Buenas tardes.
And you're going to jail. So I just need to wait for my little coppers there to... Oh, doing that edict actually chucked all them out of there as well. Okay. Oh well, they've got some new guys coming in, that won't be a major problem. Okay. I just exported $74,000 of stuff, which is... I really should have got that economy up and running a lot sooner, but I had that problem with education and my industry just didn't seem to take off properly. But once you do get the industry up running, you really can get some quite colossal amounts of money coming in. Could probably get some more industries down here and turn on imports, but I'd quite like to see what the next mission is by getting this criminal stuff out of the way. But while I am waiting for that, let's give some entertainment for the people by going into entertainment. And now with the advantage of my lovely little power station, we can hopefully give the people a little movie theatre. Now is that going to go? Ah, there we go, it'll fit like that. There we are, very nice. Now, how's my armor doing on power? Power supply 114, power consumption 91, so no, I'm still within my limits, but we'll probably need to do another one very, very soon. Which garage is overloaded? That one. How on earth is that garage overloaded? There's nothing there. Probably means one car got stuck once and some over enthusiastic government bureaucrats like, oh my god! For the interests of OCD, let's connect that lot up to give it a kind of a route around the edge. There was a task ding. My
son,
I spoke to God today.
He is not very pleased right now. He wants some things signed.
Increased religious respect. How are we doing on religious respect? 65? I think I'd rather get up through churches, but I think I'd rather get through churches rather than doing random edicts, because I think the Inquisition one increases rebel activity, decreases liberty tourism. Nah, it goes to churches twice as often. I don't have the amount of churches for that, so the adipose says no.
My son, I spoke to...
Get out. However, I will throw you a bone and build a church, but I've actually got quite a few things being built at the moment, so not yet. Still got 5 criminals. Come on, coppers, let's have a bit of an arrest fest. We'll go into double speed. Is the hotel full? Ah, yes, there we go. That's beautiful. Love to get some more tourist stuff down here, make some more money. Right, let's go back to normal speed and check out whatever this new task is. Here we are. Export weapons.
Presidente, may your children be many and your camels always healthy.
Thank you.
I want to discuss trade with you.
Plus 15 Middle East relations and 2 camels. So I don't necessarily think I need that. Well, it's warm, 75. And I'm exporting weapons anyway, so that's not going to be much of a problem at all. Now, while we've got a bit of extra dosh, let's increase my production of weapons. In that factory. It cost me a whopping 10 grand that, and that's also going to take me almost up to my limit of power consumption. Oh no, I've still got 14 megawatts left, so I shall hold off. I wonder, it might take a while to get a second one in there, so let's enable just one more slot there, which will double the amount of power that lovely nuclear power station's making. Oh, and get the sky has gone dark.
Presidente, a hurricane is coming this way. We should hide underground.
Ah, crud. Wow, this is... I don't think I've ever had a hurricane before. I had that blasted tornado that lasted like 10 years. And a volcano. I really should build this island in like France or Germany or England, you know, somewhere where the weather is just fairly sane.
The hurricane is over, Presidente. Let us evaluate the damage.
Pub, church and farm. The only thing I hate with these things is I can never find the buildings that have blown up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, rebuild. 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 Annoyingly, my builder's actually quite busy at the moment, so I could have done without that, but oh well. Oh, and there goes a little boat, which hopefully made me some money. 1 tourists have arrived on the island. The grammar astounds me. Now, why don't we have a look at our luxury attractions and see maybe what we can afford. Botanical garden, that could be quite cool. A pool might be quite cool. Well, a Ferris wheel would be quite cool, because that would entertain the people and the tourists, I think. It's one of the things you can look at when you look at these things. You can see who's going to use each one. For example, so this is just tourists, spring break tourists, children tourists. So's that. Whereas the Ferris wheel, if you look at it, says visitors, Tropican, slob, spring break, and children. So that will entertain the locals and the non-locals. Plus, it just looks so cool. Now, where can I fit that in between the roads? That would be quite cool. No, not quite enough division. What about here next to the rocks? It would be quite a good beachfront thing, actually. Can I squeeze it in there? Yay! Next to the big needle. Give myself a bit of a skyline from the edge. Although it would be quite nice to get a bit nearer the kind of where everyone lives and stuff, but maybe that's not going to make much difference either way. So that's quite a nice big space to put something else in. So let's go with my initial idea and stick it in here. I assume we have a second worker in there. Yes, we do now. 228. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Some workers are on strike. Dock workers.
I say we strike them back.
Well, we definitely need dock workers because that's how we make all of our money. So I am just going to pay the 1,200 to make them happy, and I'll enjoy their letter of gratitude. Got a few shacks up here near the farms, so maybe I don't actually have enough housing for the guys that are up here working up here. Which I do understand. I wonder if it would be good to put a church up this end of the town because there's quite a few workers up here. But then again, they got the big cathedral not that far away. Well, we probably need another church. In fact, we definitely need another church, especially as we're growing now. We'll probably hit 500 not that far away from now. Problem is the church doesn't seem to fit with the decor of the island over this side, but oh well. Congratulations, the church is now another industry on the island. And with that, we come to another end of another episode of Tropico 4. If you have enjoyed sharing this playthrough with me, then please do give the video a like and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for all kinds of tutorials, guides, mod videos, and let's plays. Take care, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.